Hi guys, it's Majesty Bianca here with the Financial Drive-Thru, where I take you through the world of cryptocurrencies, online investing, and pretty much everything that's happening in the crypto space right now. So getting into this quickly, today we're going to take a look at a few headlines and actually see what's been happening in the crypto space over the course of the last week. So let's get right to it. Well, first of all, before we do that, let's take a look at the coin market cap. So here we can see Bitcoin is at $8,899 right now. It's down 0.33%. It's actually been doing really good. We had a light brush with 9K, but we've met some resistance over there, and right now there's a lot of consolidation in the market, as we can see over here in this region. So I've identified a small triangle here. I'm expecting either a positive breakout or we may take a slight dip. Good news is I expect that we have a few support positions just around 8,400 and somewhere around 8K too. So if we do see a slight dip, I don't expect it to be too severe. Basically, we are in the makings of a bull market, and this is really, really good news. It's been a long time coming, and post-tax day and everything. Right now the market is seeing considerable volume coming back. So you can see the volume indicator at the bottom over here. So you can see right now there's a lot more going on in the market. So that is very, very good. Total market cap right now is at $399 billion, and Bitcoin dominance is at 37.9%. Ethereum is up by 0.32% at $640. Ripple is not doing so great, but Ripple is holding at 87 cents. It's dropped about 1.72%. Bitcoin Cash is doing phenomenally well, 11.91% up. And right now Bitcoin Cash is at 1,387. I wish I actually liquidated some of my Bitcoin Cash. EOS is still doing great. EOS is at $11.48. They're down 0.50%. Litecoin is doing well at $150. Litecoin is up 0.76. Let's see what else is up. IOTA is at $2.11. They're up 3%. NEO is doing great at $75 and is up 0.50%. Monero, Dash, Tron are all up. So far, it's a pretty decent spot to be in the market. So let's get on to the news, shall we? So our first headline is about NASA. NASA is funding the development of an autonomous spacecraft that uses the blockchain technology. So NASA has awarded a grant that supports the development of an autonomous spacecraft that could make decisions using blockchain technology without human intervention. So Janeway Coxis, who's an assistant professor of electrical and computer engineering at the University of Akron, Ohio, received a $330,000 grant from NASA to support her research. Now, she says that in the project, the Ethereum blockchain technology will be exploited to develop a decentralized, secure, and cognitive networking and computing infrastructure for deep space exploration. So that's a lot of gist, but the basic idea is that they want a spacecraft that actually can think for itself and avoid debris, moving in space. So this is supposed to increase the success rate of missions, and the University of Akron did not disclose a timeline for the completion of her work. In February, Qtum, a decentralized blockchain application platform capable of running smart contracts, announced that its first ever space-based blockchain node had been launched on a Chinese satellite. So little tidbit of information there if you find that useful. Next up, major UAE bank implements blockchain tech to prevent check fraud. The National Bank of Dubai, one of the largest banking groups in the Middle East, has reportedly become the first bank in the region to successfully implement blockchain technology in a check issuance system to prevent fraud. According to Arabian Business, the system works by means of printing a unique quick response code on each check and putting the records on blockchain. So this so-called check chain technology is designed to provide high authenticity of the issued checks, as well as to the security standards across the UAE banking sector. According to the NBD official statement, the bank has registered around 1 million checks on the check chain in the first month of pilot deployment. So this is technically very good news for the blockchain industry as more use cases come up. And this is one reason why I always encourage people to think outside the box, figure out what we can do with the blockchain and see how we can actually further improve this burgeoning industry. Now, Walmart wants to store payment data on a blockchain. So more use case scenarios again Here we have the newly published patent filings from Retail Grant Walmart hint at a plan to store payments data using blockchain technology. Now, the two applications published on Thursday by the US Patent and Trademark Office USPTO both reference using a blockchain-powered platform to secure the payment data, ensuring the private information can't be accessed by unauthorized parties. So the first patent filing, which describes a vendor payment system, proposes creating a network that's able to automatically conduct transactions on a customer's behalf. And the second application focuses on digital shopping systems and describes using a blockchain to encrypt payment information in a similar fashion. On to other news, OneChain pivots from ERC20 and launches Token Swap. Now, OneChain is the initiative to create a platform capable of exchanging digital assets across a multitude of blockchains. And they've now announced their readiness to transition from ERC20 tokens to its own native coin. So as of today, and this came out on the 20th of April. So as of the 20th of April, investors with ERC21 tokens can redeem their coins from One's native offering through the platform's official token swap service. So I'll put the link in the details section of this video. And they basically also have instructions to investors to show how they can transition their tokens into coins. Now, they will receive their coins on a ratio of 1:1. So if you had one ERC21 token, you will be awarded one coin. And it appears Malta is in the news again. Malta has attracted another blockchain company, this time it's New Fund, whose technology allows tokenization of shares and fundraising on the blockchain. So the article goes on to say an authority called the Malta Digital Innovation Authority, MDIA, will be created to regulate companies that operate on blockchains and to promote Malta as a destination for these companies. Now, it's good to point out that Malta is not the first European nation to promote itself as a blockchain haven, but the fact that it's a member of the EU makes it more appealing to investors than, say, Switzerland's Crypto Valley. So that's the gist over there. More on exchanges cracking ends trading services in Japan. They're attributing their exit to the rising cost of doing business in the country, but they've said they might return in future. Now, it's known that Japan basically is a pioneer in the cryptocurrency industry. They were the first country to recognize Bitcoin as a legal mode of payment. But since the hacking of the CoinCheck exchange, which saw $500 million worth of crypto stolen, the nation's financial services agency, the FSA, has since clamped down on many cryptocurrency exchanges, which has led to the closure of a couple of them, including Mr. Exchange and Tokyo Gateway. So Binance has been operating in Japan ever since China outlawed crypto exchanges, but was unable to secure a license with the FSA. So this has actually led to them moving to Malta. So while no dates were offered, they've actually issued a statement that indicated the last day of deposits will be in mid-May, the last day of trading will be sometime in mid-June, and the last day of withdrawals will be towards the end of June. They did point out that the suspension of the service only affects residents of Japan and will not affect Japanese residents or businesses that are domiciled outside of Japan. And again, on exchanges, Binance is not adding USD trading anytime soon. And so far, the only thing they've said is that they're in the process of speaking with banks to explore fiat currency pairs in the future. But for now, nothing is confirmed. I mean, we all know the difficulties with the banking sector and the cryptocurrency industry. And that's not something that's going to get smoothed over anytime soon. So here, I like that they added this bit. They said it's good to see the company put all these rumors to rest at such an early stage. While speculation and hype have always been an integral part of cryptocurrency, there's no reason for anyone to purposefully spread wrong information regarding major companies. I mean, all this is going to do is lead to Verge and Ripple pump. And finally, on exchanges, the Indian exchange takes the central bank to court over the bank ban. Now, Kali Digital Ecosystems has appealed to the High Court in Delhi against the recent crackdown on banks providing services to Bitcoin-related companies by the Reserve Bank of India, the RBI. Now, the petitioner said that the RBI directive is arbitrary and a violation of the Constitution of India, and the court should therefore quash it. It argues that the ban is unconstitutional on two grounds. Article 19 of the Constitution of India that guarantees citizens' rights to carry on any occupation, trade, or business. Obviously, cryptocurrencies fall under that. And Article 14 prohibits discrimination based on arbitrary and unreasonable classification. Now, this is trickier. The petition actually explains that the RBI did not provide a clear definition of what constitutes virtual currencies. And this ambiguity dilutes any reasonability. in what may be alleged as a classification. Now, this is a very common problem that we're having with regulations today. We're seeing this every other day where one SEC body decides that cryptocurrency is a security or an organization is offering securities. So it's really all about who defines what it is and where you stand on the law, where you stand on the side of the law after it's been defined. And so this is another issue that we are going to have to keep a close eye on in cryptocurrencies, because right now we're seeing cloud mining contracts being looked at as securities. We're seeing a lot of things that are causing a stir in the markets. And yeah, it'll be very interesting to see where people go with this. So I want to know your thoughts. I want to know what you think. Let me know what your thoughts are towards regulations, because this is a very important aspect of cryptocurrencies for me at this time. Having been very wild on ICOs last year, and right now I'm trying to make sure I get my footing right, and I also want to make sure you do the same. So do drop a comment if you have any and let me know what you think. Tezos is in the news again. Tezos co-founder was fined and banned by a Wall Street regulator. Now, Arthur Brightman, who's the co-founder of Tezos, was fined $20,000 because he was accused for making false statements about his side venture Tezos while he was actively employed at Morgan Stanley. Now, all registered FINRA securities professionals are required to report any for-profit activity outside of their stated employment, and this is if there is reasonable expectation of compensation, which there definitely was with Tezos. Now, if you weren't paying much attention to the news last year, Tezos was one of the most groundbreaking ICOs of 2017. Now, they raised $232 million from the ICO last July in order to build their blockchain network for smart contracts, but still haven't delivered any of the cryptocurrency to contributors due to infighting and legal problems. Other delays came in the form of class action lawsuits brought against Tezos from contributors, alleging securities fraud and rumors that the SEC has an ongoing investigation into the foundation. The latest word from Tezos on Reddit, though, is that they will finally launch their token by late spring. So you'll run out of time, guys, but let's see what you do, okay? We're all watching now. The internet never forgets. And more talk on fraud and exit scams. The founder of German-based startup SafeDroid, Yasin Hankir, is feared to have taken off with $50 million his company raised in its ICO and headed for the beach. Now, the website had been replaced with the "and it's gone" meme from South Park. And in case that message wasn't clear enough, founder and CEO Hankir's last two tweets were of him at an airport, followed by his hand holding a beer on the beach, along with the message, "Thanks guys, over and out, SafeDroid ICO." So, I mean, that is as brazen as it gets, no? This is exactly why we're having such a hard time with regulations and ICOs are under so much scrutiny. I mean, the days of quick money are really over and people are still exploiting the system. And if we keep having all these bad eggs in the system, we're just going to keep setting ourselves back. I went to the SafeDroid website. Apparently now they've put up a video saying, "and it's not gone." And there's this guy who's basically trying to explain what happened. But personally, I didn't buy it. I mean, you can watch this. I'm not going to play it. The link is ico.safedroid.com. So if you want to check it out and hear what he has to say, it's about a 4-minute video. So, that's your call. But
it's gone.
What?
It's gone. It's all gone.
Easily my most interesting headline from last week. Bitcoin mining hardware thief escapes from prison. Now, the alleged thief behind Iceland's big Bitcoin heist has escaped from prison and escaped to Sweden. Sindri Thor Stefansson, who is accused of stealing 600 cryptocurrency mining computers across at least 4 separate incidents between December 2017 and January 2018, allegedly flew to Sweden on a flight with Iceland's Prime Minister, according to a report from The Guardian on Wednesday. Now, the heist, which resulted in the theft of an estimated $2 million worth of mining hardware, is the largest in Iceland's history. And at the time, officials called it a highly organized crime that was coordinated on a scale unseen before. Now, the mining hardware has not yet been recovered, and the owners of the machines are offering $60,000 as a reward to anyone who can help locate them. And I mean, that's just crazy. You can't make this stuff up. This is crypto. And I seem to have a lot on exchanges today. There's this Canadian exchange. I think this is CoinSquare. Yeah. CoinSquare is taking a very different approach to their business, and I kind of like what they're doing because they are on the side of regulations. They understand that there's no future in this without regulations. And so CoinSquare actually self-submitted themselves to FinTrack. FinTrack is the Canadian regulatory body. In fact, let me look at that now. So Canada is a country that believes in potential of cryptocurrencies, and the bill C-31 recommends that all digital currency companies register with the regulatory authority FinTrack. So CoinSquare actually self-submitted themselves to FinTrack and are now fully regulated as a money services business. What's particularly interesting about this is that when CoinSquare started, the idea was to cater to only Canadian customers and only accept money from Canadian financial institutions. And this is because they don't want to tread on any, on the bad side of the law, so to speak. So they want to remain fully compliant, and they can maintain that with the AML and KYC laws that are already in place. So now they're thinking of expanding, because by limiting themselves, they're losing like a lot of money on the table. You know, people actually want to deal with exchanges, but have issues finding legit ones. So what they're doing is they want to find partners in various locations around the world and power those platforms, right? And basically the idea is their partners will comply with all regulations in their jurisdictions. And that will mean listing different coins or using different payment rails or fulfilling different anti-money laundering requirements. But by powering with fully compliant businesses in their areas, CoinSquare is going to create a loop system in which each country takes its own position in terms of regulation, what can be listed and what can't. Feel free to drop a comment about what you think about this. I think this is a brilliant idea because they're not going to be stepping on any toes, and they're actually going to be able to operate outside of Canada. And I'm going to round it up with a quick talk about what's happening with Verge and Pornhub. A lot of you might know Pornhub and Verge have partnered up, so Pornhub has started accepting Verge as a payment. Adult entertainment streaming site Pornhub has announced a partnership with Verge and will now accept payments for their premium services and all Pornhub purchases in Verge. Now they have I found it disturbing, but they have this video, and the title is "The Future Has Come." It's supposed to be witty. And I'm not going to play that, but you guys can find it on YouTube. It's everywhere. Now, Justin Sonerog, the founder of Verge, said that Pornhub partnership represents an enormous market with global reach that will compete with fiat currencies. So now he's not actually far off on that, because basically Pornhub has an average of 81 million visitors per day. And the deal with name brand website has been heralded as a defining moment in the industry. So to all the porn addicts and anybody that loves porn, in fact, I mean, if you love porn and you love cryptocurrencies, yeah, you see where I'm going with this, right? Press release notes that pornographic production company Brazzers and adult gaming portal Nataku will also begin accepting Verge for payment. So Verge has a lot of, I would say, unconventional plans going forward. We had some researchers from Monero. Monero is a rival privacy coin. And basically one of them said, I don't view their deal with Pornhub as any endorsement or an indication of their technical value. It just indicates that you can make a deal with Pornhub if you pay millions of dollars. And I mean, we need to consider this fact, because in the moment riding up to the announcement of the partnership, Sonerok actually had all the members of the Verge community make donations, right? He basically had them raise 75 million XVG, which is about $5.2 million in donations towards the partnership. And the idea was, if they did not meet their quota, the partnership was not going to go through. And that's kind of odd if you think about it. Let's just take a look at what happened on the charts, shall we? These are the moments leading up to the announcement. More people were buying, and there was a lot of buying pressure. And then as soon as people found out it was Pornhub, this is what happened. We saw this major dip, and then it kept dipping. And then it tried to rally again, but then it still hasn't made it out of here. So I do not know. So I want to know what you think. I'm not going to make any predictions here. Now, none of this is financial advice, and everything I say on this channel is based on my own personal bias. But I do believe that there is money in porn. And so if they do market this right, this is all about identifying opportunities and taking them. This is really what we're doing here. It's just basically positioning ourselves to be able to see these things come in and make it work. So I want to know what you think. I do know that there's a certain position this would reach that I would buy in. I actually do want to see it dip a bit further. So I'm going to leave you with a short video of Verge Day, and let me know what you think in the comments. It's they basically had some of the more famous porn stars out on Wall Street and in Silicon Valley actually sharing plastic but redeemable Verge coins. And so let's take a look at that, shall we?
Hi everyone, today we are heading to Wall Street, the heart of New York's financial district, to announce the partnership between Verge and Pornhub, which starting today is accepting the most secure and anonymous cryptocurrency on the market. To celebrate, we're going to take it to the streets and pass out thousands of Verge coins. The future has come. You can take these coins and go to the Verge wallet app on your phone and redeem these for real Verge currency. We passed out thousands and thousands of real Verge coins. So I'd say we have a lot of happy people out there. The future has come.
So if you like this video, if you like this kind of content and want to see more, be sure to smash the like button. Give me all your accolades. I do deserve your accolades. Thank you. Thank you very much. Smash the like button, hit the subscribe button, and make sure you catch that little bell icon, the little bell notification that's right beside the subscribe button. Smash that too, and you will get all my videos as they drop. My name is Majesty Ibianga, and this has been another edition of the Financial Drive-Thru. I'll catch you later. Thank you.